Hey, it's Nick with Fit Women for Life. In this video, I want to tell you to focus on ingredients and not nutrition facts. The reason I tell you to focus on ingredients is because I can look at an ingredient list and tell you if the food is going to be healthy or not. I can look at an ingredient list and tell you how many calories are in there. Okay, ingredient lists are really the cornerstone of what you need to be focusing on if health and fat loss is your goal, especially if you want to focus your energy on sustainable long-term strategies that produce awesome results. If we start focusing too much on the nutrition facts and numbers, it's going to cloud your overall awareness of not only your lifestyle needs, but as well as it's going to have you more disconnected from your body, your intuition, your feelings, where your food's coming from. You're going to get distracted by these numbers not only on the scale. I don't want to talk about the scale in this video, but the numbers on the back of products. All right. So ideally, what you want to see is foods like pear, which obviously doesn't have an ingredient or a nutrition fact. We know this is a real food. We know this doesn't have any ingredients technically. The ingredient is a pear. If you look at some organic chicken, the ingredient is chicken. And we want to look at what was this chicken fed. We want to look at how was this pear raised? Was it sprayed with pesticides? Where did it come from? How long did it travel? So all of these are factors in determining your food quality. When you can start perfecting your food quality, I guarantee you that your food quantity, your calories, how many calories you're eating, will work itself out. Now, calories are important, especially in the weight loss equation, but I'm a firm believer that if you start becoming extra aware and conscious of your food quality, your food quantity will work itself out. Once you start listening to your body, it's going to tell you what nutrients and minerals it needs. All right, so I have some products here that I want to show you, and they are really awesome products. I recommend them, and I'll give you some ideas, but mostly I want to show you behind these products. What do they say? Here I have some Good Health Natural Foods olive oil chips. Now, I'm a huge fan of olive oil chips, especially this brand. There are now a couple other brands that bake their potato chips in olive oil. There's also one brand that bakes and fries them in coconut oil, which is awesome. It's the only brand that I know of that uses coconut oil for their chips. It's called Johnson's, I think, something like that. But these olive oil chips are a lot easier to find. Olive oil is higher in monounsaturated, so it's a lot more stable than oils that you'll generally see potato chips made with, like canola, safflower, soybean, sunflower, oils that you want to either eliminate or significantly reduce your consumption of. These oils are really bad for your overall metabolic health. And if you inhibit your metabolic health, guess what? If you're on a mission to lose weight, it's definitely going to inhibit your fat burning potential overall. And so I want to take a look at the ingredient list on these chips. So you probably can't see this, but I'll go ahead and read them to you here. It's potatoes, olive oil, and sea salt. Now, what an awesome list of ingredients. 3 ingredients, very little. We have just regular old potatoes, olive oil, and salt. It doesn't get much better than that, especially when you're talking about chips. We also have GMO and gluten-free, which is really awesome. If you can try and reduce your consumption of GMO and gluten-filled products, I think that it will help your health creation and overall fat loss. So that's a great product. And if you look at the back of a bag of Lay's potato chips, you're going to see potatoes, but you're going to see sunflower, safflower, maltodextrin, salt maybe, and a few other preservatives. And so you're comparing 3 ingredients that are really awesome to the back of some chips that maybe have 15 ingredients. So it's not necessarily all about this has a limited number of ingredients, it's good for you, and this has a lot, it's bad for you. Some people will say that if it has a long ingredient list, it's generally bad for you. That's true in a lot of cases, but you don't, and it's good to keep it simple like that, but you also want to start developing an awareness of ingredients, like what is actually that ingredient. Do some research if you don't know what the ingredient is. Once you have a good list of the best foods, you can just start looking for those instead of looking for products that you want to avoid. Always thinking and eating in abundance. Cool? So next product here I have is oysters, and you can put these in like the sardine category and other items that you'll find in a can. Alright, so these are also in pure olive oil. A lot of times you'll have these in either water, which is good, and the ingredient that you want to watch out for in oysters, that type of product, is soybean oil and cottonseed oil. These oils, like I said with the chips, you generally want to avoid them, significantly reduce them. These oils is what most restaurants cook with. So if you are eating mostly a real food diet at home and eat out every now and then, it's a safe bet that these restaurants are going to be cooking in those poor quality oils. So if you do really awesome at home, you can go eat at the restaurants with no problem. Just kind of think of it as kind of a 90% real food awesome, 10% absorb, kind of you don't have control over it, and so you can also kind of eat in a stress-free way of not always restricting yourself. Next product here, we have some Food for Life sprouted corn tortillas. These are one of my favorite products. Ingredients: organic sprouted corn, water, sea salt, and lime. Boom. 4 ingredients. We have organic corn, which is a must these days because most 90-95% of the corn grown and consumed is genetically altered. That is a no-no. You want to try and significantly reduce that genetically modified corn. Alright, so let's look at some products that would usually be considered unhealthy. I have a wholly wholesome gluten-free pie crust here. We have brown rice flour, water, palm shortening. That's a high saturated, awesome oil, kind of like coconut. We have evaporated cane juice. That's pretty much just sugar, so there isn't that much of that. Tapioca starch, and then we have towards the end xanthan gum. So it has about 8 or 9 ingredients. It is gluten-free, so that's awesome. Rice and tapioca, generally for the most part, very anti-inflammatory carbohydrates. And xanthan gum, guar gum, carrageenan are gums and products that you want to be on the lookout for. There are some pretty good products that have these in them. That the good thing about them is they're usually towards the end of the ingredient list. So a good rule of thumb to remember is your first ingredient on that list is what the product contains the most of. And the last one is what the product contains the least of. Okay, so this has mostly brown rice flour, which is good. Okay, so remember that, and so as you scroll down your ingredient list, you know that most to least. Cool? So let's look at a couple more here. I have some Atonka buffalo stick. This is a really great snack idea with a pear. So we have buffalo, dried cranberries, water, sea salt, and then some seasonings. So another really awesome product here, very few ingredients. The buffalo comes from natural, organic, no hormone, antibiotic free. So that's something you want to look for in your meats. Anytime you have any type of meat, protein type product in a processed real food product. So where did the meat come from? Is it organic, hormone free, grass fed with the meat? So just another thing you want to look out for. I also have an Epic bar here. This is also bison, grass fed. There's a few ingredients: uncured bacon, vinegar, lactic acid, celery powder. So very few ingredients on this one too. So the main points are not only, remember, you want to focus on ingredients, not nutrition facts. Once you have your ingredients down, then you can start looking at the nutrition facts and worry about your calories. Number 2, ingredients are listed from most to least. Okay, so if you see an ingredient towards the end of a 10 ingredient product, then you could say, okay, like there's not very much of this, it's cool. Like if there's some xanthan gum in there that's derived from soy or corn. Alright, there's not that much. I'm going to eat it. It's going to be cool. That is number 2. And then last but not least, we want to really be aware of what is in the product. If we have meats, we want to know where the meat came from. If we have oils, we want to make sure that it's mostly mono or saturated fat oils. And we want to make sure that our grains are gluten-free. You want to watch out for things like flours that are no-nos. You want to watch out for corn. Make sure it's organic. Sprouted is ideal. And then last but not least, we want to also just be aware that when you eat a real food like a pear, no ingredient list, this is ideal right here. This is awesome, but eating products that are good can help you just kind of eat a stress-free diet where you don't have to restrict. All the focus is of abundance. There are products that are a lot better and healthier for you than some really poor quality products that are out there. The majority of them are poor quality. Be aware, be conscious, be healthy, be a real food eater, and we'll see you for the next video. Thanks.